Most agency owners think that signing more clients comes down to how good their service is, and it doesn't. It comes down to whether or not anyone actually trusts you. So in this video, we're going to break down why social proof is the single most effective way to prove your competence, how to get it, even if you have no clients, and exactly what forms of social proof actually move deals forward. If you guys want more clients, more sales, and marketing that actually works, you should subscribe because that's what all my videos are built to help you do. So the first thing we're going to talk about is why social proof matters. So people don't decide based on what you say. So people decide on things based on what they've seen happen for others. So this is the general principle of social proof. So people look to others to determine what is correct, safe, and worth trusting. And it's what a lot of us might call the bandwagon effect, right? This matters so much more in agency services because your clients are not just buying a product. They're taking a risk on you, right? They're risking their budget, their time, and whether or not they look competent for hiring you, right? So they're trying to avoid making a bad hire way more than they're trying to make a good one. So when you show up telling them, hey, we're really good at running ads, it does not matter to them at all because from their perspective, that's exactly what someone who's bad at this would also say, right? Social proof removes that uncertainty. It answers the only question that matters to your client, which is, has this worked for someone like me before? Now we can talk about the types of social proof. Firstly, testimonials and case studies. So these are the most obvious, and they're probably done the worst out of all of them. So testimonials are not just Matt was great to work with, because that does nothing to convince people to work with you. What actually works is structured proof. So first we talk about the before. So what was broken before you came in? So was there low leads, bad conversion rates? Then we talk about the result. So what did you actually change? So you got them from 10 leads to 45 leads per month. Did you reduce cost per lead by a certain percent? Did you increase their top line revenue by a certain percent? Now this is the most important part. Then we can add a trust layer about the actual experience that the customer had. So what was it like working with you? Were you a good communicator? Were you reliable? Was your process easy to follow and understand? And then you can have an optional call to action. So you can have the person creating this say or write, if you're in my position, working with Matt is a no-brainer. Now, if you have the option, video testimonials are significantly more powerful than written ones because number one, they're harder to fake, which will instantly increase trust. You can hear the tone, emotion, and certainty, and that makes the results that they're talking about feel much more real. Also, of course, these are done by real people, and so it's not just, marketing copy. You can also curate them easier. So you can perform mock interviews on Zoom or other platforms. Written testimonials can feel very edited and polished, but videos feel like solid proof. Now, how do we get these testimonials? So a lot of agency owners are asking, hey, please leave us a Google review, or please leave us a video testimony, or maybe send it to us via email. And then they get something very vague that's pretty useless. What you need to do is you need to guide the client's response. So I put together a testimonial guide that walks the client entirely through the pain points, the turning point, the result, and the experience. And it basically forces the testimonial to actually be useful for you, the agency owner. That guide is in the description. It's completely free. You don't need to give me your email or anything. Now, what you can also do is conduct a mock interview style testimonial. So if you want the highest quality of these video testimonials, you don't make the client do all of the work. What you do is get them on Zoom or whatever other software, and you interview them. So how do we do this? So you tell them, hey, it's going to take 10 to 15 minutes max, and you ask them simple guided questions based on that framework in the description. And you let them answer very naturally instead of scripting any of it. So you can use some kind of prompt to them like, hey, what was going on in your business before we started working together? And what made you decide to reach out to me? What results have you seen so far? What was it like working with us? And then you just lightly guide the conversation if they go a bit off track. So this does two things. So first, you get cleaner and more structured answers, and it feels natural on camera instead of forced. Afterwards, you can even clip the best parts for social media or ads, and then keep the long form for YouTube or for your website. Now we can talk about the other kind of social proof, which is demo work. So this is extremely important for those of you who don't yet have any testimonials. Now, if you do have a lot of testimonials, this can double as a lead generating activity for your sales reps or anyone on your team. So the idea here is that you're going to build what you would do for a client and then publish it online for free. So let's say for web design, you could redesign a client's website, improve their checkout flow, show a before and after. For Google Ads, you'd of course have to ask for view-only access, or you could come up with a strategy, without that. Audit some campaigns, show areas of wasted spend, rebuild the structure. Without this view-only access, you could potentially create a RSA for them. For email marketing, again, you would like to ask for view-only access. You could subscribe to their lists, though, and rewrite some of the flows, fix some gaps in monetization, improve the overall life cycle, or you could draft a new branded template. But now, how do we position this? So we could say on social media, I redesigned insert company's website. Here's what I would fix and why. Here's how I would structure Google Ads for insert company. Here's how I would revise insert company's welcome flow. Now you want to tag everyone that you can find associated with this business, whether that be the founders, CMO, CTO, COO, whatever it is, regardless of the platform, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and then break down your thinking in detail. So you're doing three things here. So you're showcasing your competence and your skill in the service. You're reducing the risk because the clients that are looking at this are saying, wow, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. You're creating a ton of exposure for your business. And sometimes that client that you did the free work for might reach out to you directly. And even if they don't, other companies in the same niche are going to see that and think they can do this for me too. Now, a quick note here, this is a really good strategy, but it shouldn't replace your core outreach. Demo work takes a lot of time, gives away a lot of your process, and isn't as consistent or controllable as something like cold email or cold calling. You should think of it as a high leverage supplement, not your primary acquisition channel. It's really good at building rapport, trust, and authority before any of your sales conversations start. Now guys, this is not something you should learn and move on from. You should be implementing this immediately. You want to pick one of these, get 2 to 3 structured testimonials using the guide in the description, or create one high quality demo project and publish it. That alone is going to move your agency forward much more than most outreach tweaks or sales scripts. If you guys want help implementing anything you learned in this video, leave a comment below and I'll give you my advice.